Hello, bookworms of Concord. I have yet another book haul in Finland. When we went to the bookstore, we as in me and my wife, again, she's from Finland. She's studying in Helsinki right now for a master's degree. We went to a bookstore called Rosebud. I wasn't really planning on not just buying books, but going on another book haul. But when you walk into a bookstore, how can you not walk out with more books, right? So I got here finally. This has been on my list for a while now. The Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang. When I saw these, I immediately picked them up. I read last year her standalone novel Babel, which I absolutely loved. It was my first, dark academia book that I've ever read, and as an academic myself, I just absolutely loved it, especially with the fact that it has to do with languages, and I had to study ancient Greek and Hebrew and some Latin, and I did really well with those languages, so I really loved the linguistic aspect of that book. So ever since I read that book, I was like, well, I just have to pick up the Poppy War trilogy at some point. And I've heard lots of good things about it. I haven't really heard anything bad about this trilogy, especially because I do know she pulls a lot from actual Chinese history, because she is Chinese, and I don't really know anything about Chinese history. So you also learn a lot about that. But these are the only books I got for myself. The Poppy War trilogy. My wife got two of her own, which I'm including in this video because I'm also interested in reading them. The first is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I had to read Jane Eyre by, is it Emily or Charlotte Bronte who wrote Jane Eyre? I can't remember. But this is something I am interested in reading, even though I don't really know what it's about. It doesn't matter. And then she got a travel guide to the Middle Ages, the world through medieval eyes. And it looks like it's fiction, but it's actually nonfiction. And it's just best if I read the first paragraph of the synopsis on the back. It says, from the bustling bazaars of medieval Tabriz to the mysterious island of Chaldehe, I guess is how you say it, where sheep were said to grow on trees, Anthony Bale, the author, brings history alive in a travel guide to the Middle Ages, inviting the reader to travel across a world punctuated with miraculous wonders and long-lost landmarks. Journeying alongside scholars, spies, and saints from Western Europe to the Far East, the Antipodes, and the ends of the world, this is no ordinary travel guide, containing everything from profane pilgrim badges, Venetian laxatives, and flying coffins, to encounters with bandits and trysts with princesses. So it actually sounds like one of those rare history books, the non-fiction history books that might actually be fun to read. Because oftentimes the way they're written is often boring. But the last thing isn't a book per se. It's a journal with a moomin on front of it. This is, I write a lot of poetry. I'm almost at like 3,000 poems, and my current journal is almost full, so it's time to pick up a new one. But yeah, moomin. I had to get a Moomin one, of course, from Finland because, it's a staple in Finland. If you don't know what Moomin is, it's basically the Hello Kitty of Finland. People think that the Moomins are hippos, but they're not. They're trolls. So get that foolishness out of your head. So I really had to get a Moomin journal to write my poetry in. So yeah, I'm very excited about all these books, especially the Poppy War trilogy. I don't know when I'm going to read these because I'm still in the middle of not really in the middle, but in the midst of reading the Stormlight Archive. If you saw my review of The Way of Kings just the other day, and the rest of those are all back at home in America and in Michigan, so I can't even start that yet, or finish the series yet. So I'm not going to start this trilogy until I finish the Stormlight Archive, because I can't start a series in the middle of another series. But I do plan on taking a break between each book to read a standalone novel in between each one, with the exception of those 2 novellas Sanderson wrote, where one of them takes place between books 2 and 3, and the other between books 3 and 4. I am going to get those eventually and read those in between those 2 books. Otherwise, I'll be reading some sort of standalone novel in between to kind of, I guess, decompress from the insane amount of just information you read about, I guess, the Cosmere universe in those novels. In fact, I'm reading a short one right now called Madness, which was from my other mini book haul here in Finland, and I'm almost already halfway through it. I started it last night, only read like 33 pages. So I expect to finish this very soon, but I have 2 other novels to hold me over until I get back home. So yeah, I guess that's it. So I'll keep you guys updated if I go on another spontaneous book haul. Okay, bye.